Hello, everybody. It is the final MUTV group chat of the week and the 25th episode of this show. The lads have been here for every one of those episodes. That is Maisie, Wes, Danny, Ben Thornley. They're still fresh. They're still firing. In fact, let's just check that out. Boys, are you still fresh and firing after 25 episodes?
Yeah, going, still ready, Stu.
Yeah. That's good.
Ready for another.
I'm glad you all, everybody at home, but I enjoyed the Phil Neville episode of the show. One day we will show you the full unedited version because Maisie, we did have to make some, should we say, cuts? Did we not?
Oh, dagger.
Anyway, we'll do that one day. Now, the word legend might be a tad overused, should we say, in our industry. Certainly not today. Quite simply, one of United's greatest ever players joins us on the group chat. Captain Marvel, Bryan Robson. Robbo, how are you?
Morning, Stu. Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Great to see you. I don't see you as being the ideal scenario for lockdown. So how are you surviving lockdown?
Not too bad. I usually start with a walk around the garden, try and do 10,000 steps, then do a few odd jobs, which Denise's list is that big. I've washed my car for the first time in 35 years, so that's a plus. I've been doing a bit of cooking. Yeah, but like everybody else, mate, you've just got to try and keep yourself busy and survive. Yeah, but can't complain.
And I know the club have been doing things like, guys like you, legends like you've been sort of ringing up fans or lonely fans, stuff like that. Has it been good to try and do your bit? Because a lot of people struggle a little bit at this time.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, most people that you talk to, I mean, they're buzzing and they're real characters and you get some great stories out of them. And most of the people that I've been talking to, like, are over 70 and that as well. And, you know, they are the real characters, and some of the stories that they tell you about going on European trips and everything with the club, it's amazing. And the passion that they've still got and the way that they miss football, you know, so it's been really good doing it.
Now, I know a lot of you at home have also been asking us to try and get Paddy on the programme. Haven't seen him yet during this the 6 weeks or so of lockdown. So we're now going to attempt what is a technological miracle. Bear in mind, he's a man with no internet, no laptop, therefore, no phone capable of making a video call. He still lives in the mid-1960s. But we, by the miracle of technology, are going to get him on. And thankfully, our man, Mark Sullivan, is at Crerand Towers. And we're going to try and get him on. Sully, do your best.
Yeah, I've driven around to Paddy's house. He lives quite close to me, so all good. Right, we're going to go now. We're going to abide by all the rules of social distancing during this, of course. Paddy said he should be out in his back garden, so let's pop round the back and see him. Good to see you guys, by the way. Been loving the group chats, really good. Here he is, Mr. Patrick Timothy Crerand. Right, Paddy, here he is, look, guys.
You're too close to me, Mark.
Yeah, you'll have to take a step back. We want to keep the 2 metre rule, and I'm gonna place the iPad down.
This could take a time.
There you go. Well, you know, I've done travelling.
Imagine waking up in the morning and seeing David May's face for that could put you off straight away, wouldn't it?
Guys, enjoy.
Thanks, Sully. That's brilliant work. So here we are by the miracle of modern technology. There he is. How are you?
I'm alive and kicking. I'm still here with you. I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but I'm still here.
Are you looking after yourself, mate? Are you looking after yourself?
I do, yeah, sure, yeah. Of course I do. I go out every day in actual fact and walk for about half an hour, walk back, which takes me about an hour. It's only a bit of fitness stuff I can do, but the amazing thing is you never see, and you see very few people on the street. And the one thing you miss, and I'm sure all the lads there would say as well, you miss talking to people and having an argument at least somewhere along the way. But no, it's totally boring.
Why don't you walk up and down your garden like Captain Tom? You might get an OBE, Paddy.
Oh, God, I'd say what a great age as well, 100. I'm not far behind them, actually, so before you say it, I'll say it. No, it's wonderful to see what people... I think what this thing has done, Stuart, it's got people closer to each other, with more respect for each other now. I mean, you look at the arguments and all, I don't like him and he don't like me, all that sort of stuff. But people are now, the empathy amongst people is terrific. And then you switch on David May, that puts me off straight away.
Cheers, Paddy. Hey, I tell you what, Paddy, it's a good job Boris is in.
No, I don't want to use bad language this early in the morning.
He's doing a great job, is Boris.
At what? What's he doing?
Oh, he's looking after the country.
Looking after the country? God almighty.
Hang on a bit, Paddy. I thought you said everyone's got respect for everybody these days. No, that didn't last very long, did it? Right, come on then, lads. You asked Paddy some pertinent questions. Robbo, what are you going to say to your pal?
So what you doing with yourself, Pad, apart from your half-hour walk, which takes you an hour?
Nothing, Brian. Watching television. I've got to say as well, your daughter's been great. She phones me every day to see if I need anything or. And my own daughter does all my shopping for me. She's great. She certainly doesn't take after you, Brian. It must be your wife she takes after, but she's very, very kind. I think it's maybe a respect for age.
Have you been doing any odd jobs?
Like what, for instance? I'm hopeless. I'm hopeless at odd jobs. Not good enough.
Well, hey, the thing which I'm really surprised at, Noreen hasn't killed you yet.
Hey, Paddy, has Noreen been self-distancing in the conservatory?
Funny enough, that's what a little terrier. She was in there every night.
That happened, Stu, when he was 20 odd, 25 or something. She started distancing then.
Paddy, I'm probably the only one that actually misses you, by the way, because you just make me laugh the whole time.
Oh, well, that's good words. Thank God somebody makes you laugh.
That's the truth, Paddy, that's the truth. But do you think we're going to end the season, or do you think it's going to get void? What do you think?
I think Liverpool fans will go off their head. The first time chance for it's got to get void. It's not going to continue. I mean, if there's any sense in people whatsoever, we're not going to see a football match for another year. How can you play football matches in an empty stadium? You can't win. Can you imagine playing football and there's nobody in the ground?
Yeah, it's not the same.
That's the excitement of football. Is after the game, you can go into a pub or somewhere and the fans are arguing about who done this, who done that. That's all part of football. You've got to, without the fans, we're nothing.
Yeah, it's looking more like that, Paddy.
Oh, I think without question. I can't see crowds attending any sports for at least a year.
You got a question for him, Ben?
Paddy, how much have you enjoyed the improvement under Ollie Gunnar this season?
Oh, been terrific, actually. That's the most disappointing part about the season. Not going to start again because of how well the team have played. Surprised in actual fact, but it's just amazing when you throw a few kids in, the difference it makes with their enthusiasm and wanting to get involved and all that sort of thing. Things were looking great for Ollie and the players until this happened.
Yeah, Robbo, on that is a frustration, isn't it? Because it was what I think 11 unbeaten, wasn't it? When we had to stop.
And they played football as well, Stuart.
Yeah, no, I mean we were.
Yeah, you're right there, Pad. I think that's the thing, is that we were starting to play some really good football. Yeah. We were scoring goals, and it was good to watch. And it's took Ollie the time, to bring these new players in, bring some of the young kids through who've done really well. And it looked as if it was getting together really nicely at the right end of the season where you're still in the 2 cup competitions. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but like Paddy said already, I mean, if this season, doesn't get finished, I mean, how disappointed are Liverpool going to be, after all these years of not winning the title, so it'll be devastating for them, but it would be disappointing for us as well, because I thought we were looking pretty good. And we could have challenged in the 2 cup competitions.
I'd be finished in the top 4 as well, we would have, Bryan. We'd have finished in the top 4. Do you not think This is going to kill every United fan. Do you not think Liverpool should be awarded the title?
You can't though, Pat, can you? Because you award Liverpool, and yeah, they're going to win it, if it does get finished. But you know what happens at the other end of the table. You know who goes down. You've got to finish those games. You can't just say, well, the bottom three at this moment of time go down, because you've still got a lot of games to play and a lot of points to play for. So that's why they can't do that.
I suppose the monetary situation for the people at the bottom as well is so important for them to stay in the Premier League.
Yeah, it is. But when we go on the other side, when, Wes said, about finishing the season, 600 people died again yesterday in the last 24 hours.
We're not going to finish the season, Bryan.
If 10 people die, you cannot be thinking about playing football at that time even. With people all mingling together and that. And like you say, behind closed door, I don't see how behind closed door works. Because the players, the staff, the officials, they're all still having to congregate and get really close. I mean, how can players not tackle or, and that's so, for me, until all the deaths finished, that's when we start again.
When's that going to be? But that's the big problem, isn't it? When's it going to be? Nobody's got a clue when it's going to finish. We could be in the middle of next year and this could still be going like this. Nobody knows anything.
So do you think whenever we start, whenever it is, even if it is at the end of the year or next year or whatever, we should, whatever happens, still finish this campaign some way whenever we restart?
Yeah, that's a good point, in actual fact, probably. But, I mean, no matter when we start, there's only two teams going to win the league, City and Liverpool. Big thrill for Manchester United fans to know that. I think only they two can win the league.
I saw Maisie and Danny smirking at the thought of Liverpool not winning the league in that earlier conversation.
But I think, Robbo, it's a nail on the head. Even 10 deaths is too much. Until they have zero, or you've got a cure for it or a vaccine against it, then finish the season now. And as I said the other day, maybe start 1st of October, 1st of September, and go from there. Don't forget, you got the Euros as well. Yeah. So you've got.
Watching. I'm an avid watcher of the news, and America have now come out with this morning that there's a possibility they have found a cure, but they're practicing it on people at the present moment in time.
Yeah, it's disinfectant though, Pad.
Yeah.
Oh, disinfectant. Don't start on him again, disinfectant. Can you imagine the leader of the free world? Yeah, disinfectant. God almighty. How did he get there?
Oh dear, we do miss you, Paddy. We really do miss you. It's good to have you back on the road. I want to ask you, Robbo, as well, before obviously we had to close down, what an impact someone in the midfield area that you would probably appreciate, Bruno Fernandes, had. What did you make of him?
Oh, I think he's been terrific.
I was talking to Robbo, Paddy. Keep out of it. I'm talking to Robbo.
You can tell he's not spoken to anybody for 6 months.
Paddy's said it straight away. He's a terrific player. For me, I did an article for the Daily Mail the other day, and I said he's the closest thing I've seen to Paul Scholes. Just the way he gets in little pockets, his vision, the way he can pick a pass, the way he can score a goal. And I know there's a long way to go. It's only a short period of time he's played at the club, but the signs are really good. And the good thing about him as well, when I've been to the training ground a few times and that, he gets on really well with the lads, and he seems a really nice lad. So that all helps.
One important word you used there, what he has got is vision. You can see passes, can't he? He's tremendous on the ball, and his imagination is terrific. We've not had someone with imagination in actual fact since you and I. Paul Scholes, of course.
Do all the lads agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
When we spoke about him the other day and said some people can see a pass but not actually execute.
Yeah, deliver it, yeah.
But he's got the lot. He sees it. He executes it. The weight's good. Everything. He's been different class.
Yeah.
It gives you the impression as well that he's delighted to be here, which is very important as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is. What an impact. And also, when you think about what Ollie's done in the transfer market, I think all his signings have come off. But already people are already thinking about whenever the next transfer window will be and whenever the next season will be. They're talking about various players, Sancho and others like that. Were you still thinking for us to try and bridge that gap, Robbo or Paddy or both? We need another X number of players. What are you thinking of to bridge the gap to the top two?
You're asking me or Robbo?
Both.
Well, get Robbo going.
Go on, Pad. Well, yeah, for me. For me, I still think a centre forward, a real centre forward who can lead the line, score goals, but bring people into play. I still think if we get a couple of injuries, like when Marcus went out, you get one more injury and you haven't got a real centre forward, and for me, that would be a main position that I would be looking for at this moment in time.
I hope you've got plenty of money, Bryan. It's going to cost a
But I'm not bothered. On the commercial side, the club are making something like 550 million. So if you're making 550 million, what are you spending it on unless you're spending it on players? So, and we're supposed to be the biggest club in the world. That's what we try to achieve all the time. So you've got to go out, and if that's the cost to bring in top players, that's what we've got to do.
Yeah.
I think it's easier said than done, Bryan, because you know that Manchester United, every time they go into the transfer market, they're going to get screwed. They're going to get well and truly screwed. So where does it stop? Where does it begin? Where does it stop?
What do you think of Sancho, though, Paddy? There's a lot of talk about him throughout, isn't there?
A good player. He is a top-class player, that kid. I mean, I don't know if you find it difficult sometimes to believe what the newspapers say, but when you're picking up the newspaper, they're talking about this time and it costs a lot of money, but he's a very good player, actually.
Yeah, we will see what happens. Something we must mention as well, and something that the club announced yesterday, that they're going to deliver 60,000 meals to NHS staff on the front line in Manchester hospitals. The first tranche, by the way, is being dispatched from Old Trafford today, and United staff have volunteered to prepare the food in kitchens at Old Trafford. It's a joint initiative. The United Foundation, Meal Force and Bid Food have all been involved in this. But guys, I think it shows, Paddy, that the club haven't put a foot wrong at all within this. The
club have been fantastic in actual fact, but it shows you how important the National Health Service is to a government we have got that don't want the National Health Service. It's found out how important it is now, the National Health Service, when you've got this pandemic. How you've got people at the bottom that don't have 2 pennies to rub together and now getting as equally good treatment as somebody that can rub 2 million quid together. That's the big difference, I think. We don't want pandemics, but what a difference this has made politically, I think. It shows how important the ordinary man in the street is, or women.
It does show that the club is, it shows that the club is a community asset at this time, yes. Robbo, and helping out where it's needed.
For me, I think the club have handled this as well as they possibly could have done. With all the players, with all the staff, and then donating different types of stuff to the NHS and to other other parts of the community. I think the players have done brilliant on social media. They've come across really well. So the club as a whole, Manchester United as a football club have got to be pleased with the way everybody has handled this, because everybody knows it's not easy. But yeah, I think everybody within the club, legends, players, staff, the owners, the hierarchy, within the club, the directors and everybody, I think they've made terrific decisions, and the club have come out of this as well as they possibly could have done.
But Bryan, you've got to say nearly all the football clubs, probably all of them, have done the same thing, which is fantastic. They've got appreciation of their own, of fans in general now. How important are people? How important are football fans to football clubs? They're the everything. Without them, you've got nothing.
Yeah.
I just great credit to the nursing staff and the doctors. What about the courage they've got? What about it? They're putting their life at stake every day in life. How important are they?
Yeah, we'd all agree with that. And guys, you'd all agree with that overall, wouldn't you? And the fact that United and other clubs but have very much done their bit in this this terrible time.
Yeah, I think if you've not looked to a governing body to do it, everyone's doing it by themselves. You know, it's not just like it's been mandated from the FA or something. You know, United have taken it on their own back, as with other clubs, to go and do their bit and see where they can make the most impact relevant to their communities. So I think that's been a massive positive. And the players have done it themselves. Instead of just waiting for the PFA to make it, you know, whatever they think it is, they've gone and go, right, let's get together and see how we can make the impact. So I think that's been a major positive.
Yeah. What I do want to ask as well, guys, is when this lockdown does end, because it will end at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later, what is the first thing you're going to do or the first place you're going to go when things are relatively... Come on, Wes. Why not?
I'll go straight out. I know that.
I think most football fans, the best crack will be in the pubs prior to the game, in actual fact.
Yeah.
If you manage to get in a good pub, that'll be fantastic. And I'm sure they'll all be pretty good.
Where's there a bad pub?
Oh, the one you ran, the one you used to run. Yeah, the one you used to run.
Ask Robbo about that.
Yeah, tell us about
the McDonald's now, Paddy, isn't it?
That's it. I've not been down that way for ages, Brian.
Right. What was he like as a publican, Brian?
He was very good. I've got to say, normally I take the mick and everything and that, but no, he was brilliant. He was. He looked after me, terrific, because I used to get free pints.
I wonder. Hey, not what the Paddy's saying now. Then.
David, back in those days, the minute Bryan would appear in the pub, woof, the whole of Altrincham was in the pub.
Yeah, that's only because Pad used to phone all his clients and say, Robbo's in if you want an autograph or a photo.
Right, let me tell you, you know yourself, football's a very small world. When somebody hears Andy somewhere, Bryan, everybody's there. And when he came in, that was great. The takings went up.
You never spent it on your gear, though, did you, Paddy?
Well, listen, guys, it has been great having you on today. I can't believe we've managed to get the technology good enough to sort this out. Paddy, you're gonna have to get you're gonna have to get internet in your house.
I'll come and help you, Paddy.
I think if somebody come along with it and do it for, I have no idea about that. No
but
idea.
are you? But in a serious point, though, are you being looked after? Are you being looked after? Everything sorted out for you?
Yeah, everything's fine actually. Just miss football. That's the only thing. But you miss what you miss is when you a game and the fun you have with old players, fans, everybody. There's always great camaraderie. I'm sure it happens at every football club, not just United.
You do miss arguing though, because you live for arguments. So who are you arguing?
Hey, wouldn't life be boring if you were? If I went into a bar and I sat with 7 or 8 people and we all agreed with each other, I'd leave. There's no fun in that. You want arguments, don't you?
I think the 7 would leave before you, though.
Oh dear! Listen, it's great to see. It's really good to see you, Paddy.
Brilliant.
Really good to see you, mate.
You all anyway, all the best, lads, and hopefully we can stand beside each other sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Look after yourself. Look after yourself and Noreen. Take care. And well done, Sully, for producing. I know if he managed to do it. I'm not too sure, but well done, Sully. Thanks, Paddy. Robert, it's been great to see you as well.
No, thanks to you. Good to see you, lads.
Cheers, Robbo.
Keep safe. Cheers, lads. Bye.
Yeah.
Take care, Paul.
Lads, before we go, we just need to mention some reaction to yesterday's show, which I was going to do earlier on, but I thought it was important to speak to Paddy and Robbo. This is when we had, of course, Phil on the programme. This is on Facebook. interactions like this keeps us in a positive mindset. Glad about that. This one from Oscar. Phil Neville, you look good. Are you all right, Oscar? This one from Mark Anthony. Stuart, MUTV need to keep these group chats going even after football is back. It's great for fans to hear chat about what's going on at United and things you do. Well done and keep it up. Well, you never know. Would you be up for that, lads, to keep this going even in normal times, or would you thoroughly had enough of each other by then? What do you think?
Yeah, school will be back on, so I'll be nice and awake, Stu.
This one from Brad. Phil Neville, great guy. This one, just get Paddy on the speakerphone. We've done it. We've done better than that. Not just on the speakerphone, we've actually seen him, which is good news. This one, safe standing is key to a better atmosphere, something we spoke to yesterday. And also, thank you guys. You help us greatly in coping with this pandemic. I'm sure getting a proper haircut will be the first thing Wes would do when this is over. So maybe that's what you're going to do when this is over, Wes. Is that what you're going to do? No.
The first steps I take out of my house, this will not be there. Do not worry about that.
We must just mention next week what a forward line we've got coming up for you next week. Andy Cole, Dimitar Berbatov, and Louis Saha, all on this show next week. Make sure you're watching. I know Friday's quiz day, but we had Bryan Robson on and Paddy Crerand, so we'll do the quiz. I'm sure we'll do the quiz next Friday. MUTV@manunited.co.uk if you want to get involved at all with any part of the show. Lads, have a great weekend if you can. It's been great fun this week. Thanks. See you soon.
Love it, boys.
All best, boys.
See you later, everyone.
See you later.